there's a lot of messages, guys, about the officials that I feel like I should go into, because there's so many of them, Keith. Marzuno says, let's not brush over that disgraceful VAR decision. Don Robertson could have decided the title. John Paul says, refs are trying everything to stop us today. Pathetic. And on and on. I could read out 3 or 4 more. But
can I answer? Unless I'm very much mistaken, had it not been for VAR today, Celtic's first goal would have been chopped off for offside because the flag went up. Had it not been for VAR today, the red card foul, Jamie McGrath's red card foul on Alistair Johnson was treated by the referee on the pitch as a yellow card offence.
A yellow, aye.
So VAR has done Celtic, and by the way, I'm not saying that there was anything contentious. It was just that they were applying the rules properly. Mm-hmm. I get that there's going to be serious consternation over the goal that Hibs score. And I'm struggling with it because it does look very clearly. I don't know how much you've seen of it, Mick, but it does look very clearly as if Joe Newell, the ball clearly hits him on the sleeve, right? Yeah. Now what we've all been told is not an issue, but it does then seem to kind of come down and hit off his forearm before he slots it away. In an ideal world, I don't want any of these, because I don't believe it's deliberate. I don't believe he's trying to do it. It's just a bit freakish. But if the law is what we think the law is, which is if it hits off your arm, accidentally or otherwise, and you then score a goal from that move or that movement, the goal can't stand.
Yeah, that's the rule.
But what I think they were trying to say in the VAR office was they weren't clear that there was that sort of double ricochet, because you can see it hitting the sleeve. I think there was enough evidence to say that it hit off his arm on the way down as well. Difficult one. By the way, Manchester United just scored a goal against Liverpool. VAR, exact same thing. Šeško comes in for one with the keeper. It stokes up. Think it looks pretty clear. It's as much evidence as there was with Joe Newell that it's gone in off his hand and into the back of the net. And that's just stood as well. So I don't know where I am anymore with understanding the rules or the application of these rules, because there's 2 incidents in one day and 2 big televised games, very, very similar. And you would have thought that neither of them should stood.
I was very surprised that goal stood. I mean, I jumped up to the Sky boys behind us in the gantry to have a good look at it at half time. And to me, the question I would ask if I was an official is, does he control that ball without an arm? And the shape of the move, and it looks like it's rolled down his arm, caught a bit of his wrist as well, and landed in his path. And another tell was that the Sky cameras caught him looking afterwards when it was given, and it looked like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Like, oh. Even the man himself was surprised that goal was given. So that was a poor decision from the VAR guys, because the way that the whole shape of that, the reaction, to me, that goal shouldn't have stood. And saying it wasn't conclusive to me was, I'm not sure. I'm not like buying it. The other ones, you could flip it. I mean, Douglas Ross is 5 yards from the red card and doesn't flag it up for red card offence. Right, he's looking right at it. Right, he's also put his flag up to rule out the goal. When these guys are told chill out with that kind of stuff, the VAR looked at it anyway.
Yeah.
So he's rolling out a goal when he knows he's got VAR to back him up. He's had a bad afternoon, so he's missed a red card and gave a goal.
Plenty of bad afternoons, to be fair, Nick.
So he's been bailed out by VAR twice. Then the decision with VAR for the goal is, to me, looked a bit. I mean, it didn't a bit. I thought it was the wrong decision.
Aye.
There's a call in the second half for a penalty kick. I don't think that was a penalty kick. I know there's hands on the back of jersey. I think the ball's away from that point. I don't think that's a penalty. Later on, so they've not had a good day. And I think they might have got away with it because of the result. I think, listen, you've still got to say Celtic should have enough quality to win that game against 10 men, regardless of that decision, right? Doesn't make it right or acceptable. Still a wrong decision. But they should have enough quality. But they've had a bad day, and I think the fact that they've had a bad day all round with these decisions, it kind of worries you, because we've got huge games coming up. One tomorrow night at Tynecastle. You get every game now is massive. We really need the guys to be on their game. You know, guys, you're going to need to get this right, because now at the point where every decision is going to have massive ramifications. So please take a breath, get the right decisions and don't cause a big stushy, please.
Look,
That's all we can ask.
at points this season, we've all wanted to take a baseball bat to VAR and the referees, right? We all have. I was very pro VAR in the first instance because I wanted this to come in to our game.
It's not VAR. It's not VAR, Keith. It's not VAR.
That was my point. I'm about it. VAR did its job today with two key incidents. The third one is open for debate, but with two key incidents: one, Celtic don't get the opening goal, and two, a red card tackle would have been punished with a yellow card. So VAR has actually worked today. That's the safety net we need it to be. Now, we'll argue the toss all day, or maybe we won't, because I think it's fairly landslide. I think people would say the Joe Newell goal probably shouldn't stand.
So it's not really what.
Is what I'm saying.
Well, you can, because you're saying it's worked, but it's not worked. It's worked 66% of the time. It's meant to work 98% of the time. That's the kind of VAR figures. So it's worked 2 out of 3, but you need 3 out of 3.
Yeah.
So next week when it's the old firm of playing and the VAR gets 2 right out of 3, what are we talking about? Are we talking about the one didn't get right? If they don't get one right. So they need to be things like that have to be hammered down. They need to get. There's too much at stake.
We're never going to get right. We're never going to get it.
No, but they'll tell us that it's 96% accuracy with VAR. That's what it is when we argue over the 4% of it. It's or 10% or whatever it is these days. It used to be much lower. So they are getting decisions that are catching it. I still think the red card should be caught in real time. I still think the offside goal should not be done in real time. So there are 2 that have been saved by VAR.
But thankfully we do have the VAR safety net, because when it works, it corrects these decisions.
But that's the key thing.
But imagine the argument we're all having here tonight if these 2 moments hadn't been caught by VAR. I mean, there'd be riots.
Yeah.
So that's an example of VAR doing its job, albeit we agree the third one probably needs a bit more drilling down into.
Ones like that, they need to get them all. They need to get all those ones. They've got time to look at it. I mean, they take their time with all these things. I just can't fathom how they got to that decision. But just need hope. I genuinely, I know. Listen, we get accused of kind of stirring the pot and liking a bit of drama, and we do, right? But I don't want to see titles decided by bad decisions.
Aye.
How were the managers after it in terms of the key decisions?
Martin Neal was quite cute about it. I mean, he didn't really. I mean, I think he said that his bench had Gavin Strachan had his wee monitor, and they were saying no, that should be disallowed. So he didn't agree with that decision. But I think, like you say, I think because they got a couple that went the other way, he kind of thought, right, fair enough. I think he was just glad to get a victory and get a dodge. I think that's Martin Neal's kind of default every week. Just get the win and get out. And I don't care how it happens or what happens in the meantime. Just get out. No more injuries and get 3 points up the road. So he was quite content. I feel for him because Martin Neal's what he's like. He admits himself he's a naturally kind of cautious and nervous kind of guy. And this Celtic team don't half put him through the ringer. I mean, every single week he sits there looking like he's completely exhausted and he's like a nervous wreck. And I actually said to him, I said, "You're going to watch a game tomorrow night." I says, "Where are you watching?" He's like, "Behind the couch." So even games he's not involved in, he's going to be nervous.